FNaF News. I'm your host, the TP Muffin, and today we're going to be talking about Youtooz, Hex, Ruin, and more. Starting off with the Youtooz news, they have just revealed a new figure. As you can clearly see, this is Steve Raglan, or William Afton from the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, sitting there at his desk and taking a phone call. There's also the text at the top that says, "Not great, but the hours are worse," which is a quote from the movie, and judging by that quote at the top, I assume that this is going to be the artwork on the back of the box, so I assume they're pretty far along in the process of making this guy. Now, this was a shock to me, because we already know we're getting a William Afton figure. We've seen that one where he's in the Spring Bonnie costume, and we know it's going to have a removable mask, so I didn't think we really needed another William Afton figure, but we're going to be getting one. Actually, I guess I don't know. This could be the same figure, and they just have artwork on the back of the box. But I assume it's a new figure. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It's pretty accurate to William Afton in the game. I think it works well, especially since he has those glasses on. It doesn't look too generic, even though it's a human. And it looks like it's gonna have a good amount of detail if he's sitting at a desk. From what we've seen, the movie wave of merch looks really good, and I'm excited for it to release next month.
My cat is in the way, so I can't sit here, but I'm over here. Another piece of Youtooz news is they revealed another piece of Afton merch, which is the plushie. We have seen what we thought was this in the past with Spring Bonnie in a ball pit, but as you can see, that one is one of those chibi standing up plushies. This one is sitting down. So they're not the same character. Apparently we're going to be getting a separate Spring Bonnie plushie eventually, unrelated to the movie, and it's not going to be this one. So there's this Spring Bonnie plushie that was revealed, the yellow rabbit from the movie. You can see he's got the withering on his right side. He's got that withering around his eye, which looks pretty cool. He's got the white eyes. He's got 2 buck teeth, which is interesting. But overall, it looks like a pretty good plush. The only issue really is that he has a black bow tie, but they have confirmed that they're gonna change it to be purple. They said it was just a test, and a bunch of us passed, commenting that it was the wrong color. I think they just made a mistake, but they'll fix it. Speaking of plushies, some quick Hex news is that they have confirmed the new wave is going to be releasing on May 31st. They said that they had to, push it back a bit because of shipping delays. They wanted to make sure people's orders were shipped out before they released them, and now we know the release date for sure. That also means we probably are going to have the rest of our orders shipped out soon, which is great. I've been waiting a very long time for a couple plushies. I mentioned in my last video that Ruin is now on Xbox, so if you have Security Breach, you can play this game. Although, maybe not. There's apparently this bug right now, which a lot of people have been commenting about on my last news video, where people can't play Ruin on Xbox. Luckily, Steelable is working on a patch for this. They put out a statement saying, "The fix is minor, but requires thorough testing to prevent more bugs, which adds extra time. We apologize for the inconvenience and will keep you updated." Not sure how long this is going to take. They did say it requires thorough testing, which is a bit worrying, because it kind of makes it seem like it's going to take a bit. But hopefully that'll be up soon, and the rest of you guys can play Ruin on Xbox. Continuing on with the game stuff, apparently along with the PS5 version of Help Wanted 2, we're also going to be getting a physical version of it. So if you don't want to just buy the digital version of the game and you'd prefer to have a physical copy of it, you can get that on June 20th when it releases. There are probably some reasons hardware related that you would want a physical version, and it's also just, cooler to have a case of a Five Nights at Freddy's game, with the disc inside or whatever. Does PS5 have, it has discs, right? But yeah, a game cartridge or a disc or whatever it is would be cool to have in person, so there's that. We also have some news on Cloak, which is that they have just released their new line of merch. Unfortunately, I will say some of the stuff is sold out, like the pizza cutter and the flashlight, but most of the clothes, or at least at the time of filming this, all of the clothes are still up. Nothing too interesting to talk about except, there's a candle that's pizza scented, which piqued my interest. Although it's $24, which is a lot of money for a little candle. I think the designs look pretty good. The artwork is actually done by Ellie, or Stupid Butterfly, a person that's worked on a lot of Pop Ghost stuff, so that's pretty cool. There's pants, there's shirts, there's hats, and there's this special bag that apparently 50 people will randomly get if they buy Cloak merch. So yeah, if you want some FNaF themed clothes, there's that stuff. Also, apparently this stuff isn't up for much longer. It's gonna be gone at 12 p.m. EST. That's 9 a.m. PST,
and that is very, very soon. I had no idea until like right now, which is the same day I'm posting this video, or I guess same night. So you don't have much longer, so if you want this stuff, gotta get it quick. I don't remember there being a timer on the website. Was that always there? Surely not, right? I would have seen that. Surely. Where'd that come from? And then some pretty surprising news here is that there's a game releasing called Funko Fusion that will feature FNaF characters. So this is a game, it seems like all the characters are Funko Pop figures, and there's gonna be FNaF characters in it. We know for sure Freddy, because he's on the cover, and I assume, you know, judging by the other environments, I assume there's gonna be a section in FNaF, like the pizzeria with the other animatronics, or maybe we'll just get to play as the other ones as characters, I'm not sure. But that's crazy. Like, this alone doesn't seem like that big of a deal. You know, it's a game with Funko Pop figures. FNaF Pop figures are pretty popular, so, you know, it makes sense to have that there. The surprising thing, though, is that there just is FNaF in a game in general. Because if you've been a part of the FNaF community for a while, you know that Scott has been very hesitant on getting FNaF into other games. Like, there's no Freddy in Fortnite. We've had no Freddy in, like, Fall Guys or anything. Not Dead by Daylight. Nothing. So, seeing it finally in another game is pretty awesome. I don't know if Scott, like, agreed to have this happen, or if just Funko has the rights to all their Pop figures, so they were able to do this. Not exactly sure, but either way, Freddy's in a game. Another big thing with this is it is an online multiplayer game. So, this is technically our first multiplayer FNaF game. Like, we had Special Delivery FNaF AR, but you couldn't really play with other people. It was just like you send them the animatronics you have. You can't really play with them. This one you can. So that's very exciting. I'm very excited to Freddy up and play with other people. That's gonna be cool. Don't know how big of a role FNaF's gonna have in the game. Probably not a big one, but FNaF is in there. And then we've got some news on backpacks. So some backpacks you can buy from Hot Topic. First of all, there is this Foxy one. We've got stuff like this in the past, but this one is Foxy. I think it looks pretty good. You know, it's like just a bigger version of a Foxy plush. Interesting thing about this, though, is that he has a pirate hook. That's pretty cool. We don't get many FNaF 1 Foxy plushies with the hooks, so that's interesting to see. Although I will say, the hook, for some reason, is on his left hand instead of his right hand. I mean, maybe it's something that happens sometimes, but I can't think of any time that this has ever happened with FNaF merch, having Foxy's hook on the wrong hand. So that's pretty funny. And then the other backpack is this Glamrock Freddy one you can see here. For the most part, it looks pretty good. It's Glamrock Freddy. It seems like the backpack's supposed to be his head, except, like, if you look at the front there, it's got, like, his stomach, like, chest plate thing with the lightning bolt on it, is, like, covering up his face. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why they did that. I think it would have made more sense to just have the whole thing be his face and, you know, have the snout for the pouch there. But they did that, so there's that. But that is all the news we have today, so if you want to subscribe, you can click the button on top of my head. If you want to watch one of my last news videos, you can click that button over there. And if you want to see some other video I made, you can click that button over there. And I'll see you when we get some more news on Youtooz FNaF Movie Wave.